Oh, there's a bit of a delay, sorry. I'm going to be talking to you about what credit cards I use, my credit card strategy, but most importantly, I'm going to be answering your questions. So if you have any questions throughout this video, throughout this live event, please feel free to ask them. I'll answer them as they come up. But since there's no questions right now, I guess I'll get into what is my credit card strategy. I am someone who typically flies coach, and I like staying at Airbnb. So typically for me, that means earning cash back is the best currency for me. And that's because airfare across the entire world is really cheap right now. I mean, just the other day, there were tickets to Europe for like $250 to $300, tickets to Asia for less than $400. I most recently just booked some Airbnbs for roughly about $20 a night after I redeemed some cash back. So overall, cash back is definitely my currency of choice. That does not mean I don't apply for points credit cards, because of the point credit cards offer larger bonuses, which I'll use as a cash flow equivalent to book my airfare. But now that comes down to my credit card rotation and making sure I earn the most points or most cash back on my transactions for everyday purchases. So that said, the first card we're gonna take a look at in my rotation is the Uber credit card. Now this one here, I have given high praise in my top 5 dining credit cards, as well as far as my review of this credit card. I use this credit card for the fact I earn 4% cash back at all dining. I do get 3% back on my airfare and hotels. But really one of the big reasons for this credit card is the fact I get up to $600 in cell phone coverage when I pay my cell phone bill with my Uber credit card. And for that, this has earned a spot in my wallet that stays there every day. Next credit card for me, this is my gas credit card, is the USAA Cash Back Plus. Now this here gives me 5% cash back on the first $3,000 every year for gas purchases. On top of that, the rewards post instantly, so I'm not having to wait a month or the month lag time for typical American Express cards. The next card that stays in my wallet consistently is the American Express Blue Cash Preferred. And the reason why this one has a slot in my wallet is the fact that I earn 6% cash back on all grocery purchases. Now, I don't use this for the gas because I get my gas purchases through my USAA credit card. But one of my favorite benefits of this credit card is the fact of the American Express offers. I have saved hundreds, if not thousands of dollars using my American Express with American Express offers to just stack those savings with shopping portals as well. So this one here, for the fact that I do get the benefit, I do earn more than the annual fee on this card. So for that, it stays in the wallet. Now, the only store credit card I have is a Target Red card. Now, I shop at Target quite frequently. That's where actually we do some of our grocery shopping as well as purchasing things for the house. So, but this credit card here gives me 5% back up front on all my purchases. Now, I do stack this with the Target Cartwheel app, and we do get a discount from Target as well. So with all those stacked together, this is definitely a great credit card for me to have, and I'm very happy to keep it in my wallet. Now, these ones here, I'm going to put these kind of together. It's the Chase Freedom and the Discover It credit card. Now, these pretty much mirror each other year after year about what the 5% categories are going to be. Now, I'll say Discover typically leads the way and Chase just kind of copies Discover, but I'll use these credit cards only at the 5% categories in which they earn. Now, if both credit cards are earning the same amount of cash back at a particular category, I'll go back and forth on them to make sure that I can earn cash back on both of them. They both have their pros and cons for earning the rewards on those credit cards. Following suit on that, I do have the US Bank Cash Plus. Now, I use this credit card. You get to pick two 5% rotating or two 5% categories and a 2% category. I use the 5% category actually for electronic stores and utilities. I do buy a lot of electronics. I like electronics. And also utilities for the house. It's great to earn 5% back on all of those purchases that I make for it. So on top of that, now for all my non-bonus spend, my non-bonus spend goes on my USAA Limitless Cashback credit card. And the reason why this one is in my wallet is the fact that I earn 2.5% cash back on all my purchases. Now, I earn that 2.5% cash back when I have a direct deposit of $1,000 or more into my USAA account, which I hit every month. So the fact that I earn 2.5% cash back is definitely great for me. On top of that, this is one of my better cards when I travel internationally. There's no foreign transaction fees, and it's actually a chip and PIN credit card, which I use quite frequently when I was just in Europe, using especially at unmanned terminals such as train stations. Now, another credit card that comes in and out of my wallet is the Chase Inc. Cash Credit Card. And the reason why this one comes in and out is the fact I earn 5% cash back on internet, paying for my internet bill. Now, it does earn 5% cash back on your cell phone purchases, but I don't use it for that because I prefer to have the $600 cell phone coverage from my Barclays credit card. So I also use this at office supply stores where I'll buy gift cards at 5% back, such as Staples. Now, a couple of credit cards I keep just for the benefits, and they never see any spend whatsoever. First card we're going to talk about is the Hyatt credit card. So the Hyatt credit card gives me it sees no spend whatsoever. The only thing I pay on it is a $75 annual fee. Now I pay this because it gives me a category 1 through 4 free night every year. Now I really do enjoy Hyatt hotels. So for me, I exceed the $75 value each time I redeem my free night certificate. So for me, this is a no-brainer to keep. I actually have one for me and one for my wife. So we'll get about a weekend free every year at a Hyatt hotel. Last year we used it at the Hyatt the Bellevue in Philly, and it was a great hotel. Along the same lines, I typically fly Delta. So my Delta SkyMiles credit card does not see any actual spend whatsoever. It has very poor earning rates, but the reason I keep it around, it earns, I get it for the free check bag as well as the priority boarding. So for $95 a year, I get the priority boarding and a free check bag, which I do exceed the free check bag. I mean, I get my money's worth just for the check bag as well. So for that, I'm very happy to keep it around. Now, just keep in mind, you do not need to pay your airfare with this card to get those benefits. It's linked to your frequent flyer number. That's a common question I hear is, do I need to pay with my credit card in order to get those benefits? And the answer is no, you do not. Now, last credit card I keep for the benefits is the Marriott Reward business card. Now, this one here I opened for the fact that I earned 75,000 points when I spent, I think it was $3,000 in the first 90 days. And the big reason for that was I was just about, I think like 73,000 points away from being able to redeem for a flights and nights package. So the flights and nights package, I'll get a week certificate at a category 1 through 5 Marriott and anywhere from 50 to 70,000 airline miles, depending on which airline I redeem it for. Now, with the changes coming to this credit card in August, I don't think it's going to stick around in my rotation because the free night benefit is only going to be up to 25,000 points. I don't really see myself using it at that low of a hotel category, especially since peak hotel season, it really reduces where I can use this from. So good for now. Not really sure if I'm going to keep it. Otherwise, it's going to get canceled. Also, it is exempt from the Chase 524 rule, which is why I've been able to keep this credit card or be able to get this credit card because I'm way over the Chase 524 rule. And lastly, the last credit card we're going to take a look at, and this card doesn't see any spend, but it has a really important benefit for it, is the American Express Everyday. Now, just the other day, or just yesterday, I released my review of the American Express Everyday Preferred. Now, this is like, we'll call this the little brother to that credit card. It doesn't have as great as earning rates, but it has no annual fee. Now, one of the big benefits for this credit card is that since it has no annual fee and it still transfers out to airline transfer partners, there's no reason to keep some of those higher end credit cards if you don't use them. Some credit cards like Chase, you have to have a higher end credit card in order to transfer out your points. That's not the case with American Express. The other credit card that does this is a business credit card from American Express, and that's the Blue Business Plus. That earns 2x on all purchases up to $50,000. But this one here, I keep just for the fact I do open and close a lot of American Express cards, but I don't actually keep any of them because of the fact I don't pay the annual fee. This keeps my points alive, and I'm very happy to keep this in my rotation. So my strategy, and I guess now that I've talked about the credit cards that are in my wallet, I'll talk about my credit card strategy when I open up credit cards. Now, I'm someone who opens credit cards with a plan, as well as I'm opportunistic when bonuses come around. So I will wait until I do typically check Flyer Talk, and I check the blogs as well to see when historically the best offers are for credit card bonuses. Now, I will open credit cards in kind of a mass amount, especially when I have larger purchases coming up. I do kind of plan my credit cards around those for the fact that it makes it much easier for me to hit bonuses. Now, I will also use plastic. I did post a video on 10 ways for you to meet your minimum spend requirement. That is something I use personally as well. So I typically wait for those. I wait for big bonuses. Point credit cards give you much better bonuses than cashback credit cards. I do open cashback credit cards for the fact that it gives me a better long-term benefit. Remember, we need to look past those bonuses as well. So it's really my credit card strategy as far as opening credit cards. I open them in sums amounts. I make sure I have a larger purchase coming up, and I typically have an idea what I'm going to do with those points. Now, we typically travel anywhere from 6 to 10 times a year, so I do keep a decent stash on hand just for that last minute getaway. So that is really my rotation, how I use those credit cards, my strategies. I don't see any questions right now. So remember, I post new videos every Thursday. So if you like learning about points, credit cards, miles, cashbacks, or just flat out traveling for less, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And remember, I'll see you all on Thursday. Safe travels and take care.